Okay, so Steam Deck OLED, 1 TB, blah blah blah. I've now owned this device for over a month. I've made quite a few videos on this, and I feel like I'm in a good position to do a sort of a review of what I like and what I don't like and my findings on the device. I made a first impressions video when I first opened this up, which you can view. But now I've had this for a while, I feel I'm in a better position. So just in the background here, we've got Persona 4 Golden. Not much happening here because I've completed the game. I put a lot of hours into it just on the OLED. And the main thing I really enjoy about this, not main thing, but something I really enjoy about the OLED is, as you can see, I'm running this, in my original video I showed you this game running at 60 frames a second. There's a bit of blur, and my battery was, I don't know, about 5 hours. I changed this to a per game profile, 45 frames a second. I set it to a 4-watt TDP. 4-watt TDP, you're getting 45 frames a second, 37% battery, and you've still got 3 hours of gameplay there, and that is about average. We're in a reasonably fine area of the game. There's basically only sort of 3 environments that you play in. You're in a dungeon, or the outside like this, which is sort of one environment. The second environment is where you have battles, which also get good battery life. And the third one is where you just have a conversation piece, which just stuff like this. But well, let's just have a conversation, shall we? And no reason to talk to them. A conversation where you get guys' portraits or people's portraits coming up there, and you're just chatting to them. And again, very low demand graphically. So yeah, this is it's an upscaled PS Vita game, so you wouldn't expect it to be high demand, but it is a game I love. I've put 70 hours into this, and I've been able to tweak the Steam Deck OLED and the settings so that I can obtain around about 8 hours on a full charge, which I think is pretty impressive. I mean, as I think I was talking about cross-continental flights recently and cross-Atlantic flights, where you'll be playing Journey for maybe 8-10 hours, you can do a low-demand game like this, you can eke out that kind of battery life. I think that's pretty awesome. Obviously, if you don't optimize the settings, if you play this on no TDP limit, if you play it 90 hertz, 90 frames a second, with graphic upscaling and all the settings on high, you're looking at maybe 2 hours in total compared to 8. And also, there's not much point because it doesn't look much better than this. In fact, to illustrate that, I will try to show you. I will ruin my per game profile. So I'll turn per game profile off. So profile's turned off. We're now gone to 60 frames a second. I'll then change the settings. Graphics, I'm setting to high, I'm setting to rendering scale to 200%. Okay, sounds good. Now see the awesome improvements. So this game is now running, looking the best it can on Steam Deck. The battery life is dropping. It looks basically the same. Getting about 60-ish frames a second, sometimes higher. Battery life has dropped remarkably, and it's going to continue to drop. And that is a dog drinking in the background. So anyway, a few things have come up during the last sort of month or so on my videos, sort of the main sort of comments and questions really. Some people said, like, what is your favorite accessory? I'm going to put my per game profile back on because this is ridiculous. People have asked me what is my favorite accessory, or do I have any accessories for my Steam Deck OLED? And I first went, no, I don't have any of those. And I was actually, no, actually I do have accessories. I'm just a numpty and I forgot. Just make sure to show you here, I've got everything off, low, 100%. Okay, let's just go back. Yes, let's just see, yeah, 60 frame limit. And yeah, now my battery is starting to, it went down to what, an hour and 20 or something. Now it's climbing back up to a fair bit. My main accessory I have for the Steam Deck OLED, and it's something which I would say is basically the best accessory in my opinion, essential, is this. This is a 65 watt power pack. My particular one is a Baseus 20,000 milliamp hours, and it's fairly expensive. I think it was around £50–60 when I bought it, but it gets rid of any of the fabled range anxiety, as you might say. It essentially doubles the battery that you've got on hand from Steam Deck OLED, or any Steam Deck, or ROG Ally, or Lenovo Legion Go. I keep saying that. It takes your battery and it basically gives you double the range, because a full charge from this is about the same as the capacity of the Steam Deck from my experience, and that's just when playing. I get about from 0 to back to 100%, and that's basically evens. So yeah, then you're talking with something like Persona, which is now showing we've got close to 3 hours and 36%. You're talking taking an 8-hour gameplay session, and when you start to run low, plug this in, and you go up to a 16-hour game session, which is pretty mad when you think about it. Now, the reason, and this is, forgive me if you're going, well, obviously, but yeah, the reason that you'll need a 65 watt hour battery pack is because regular old battery packs won't cut it. I had a charger from, I think it's about 2011 I bought it. It was a 22,000 milliamp battery pack. Cost me about £20 at the time. It was one of my favourite accessories. I've still got it. I'm speaking about as if I've thrown it out, but I still got it. However, before I really got into my Steam Deck OLED, I actually had a Switch Lite, in fact, and that was great. I took it with me, and it charged my Switch Lite, and it charged my phone, and it's just my best travel accessory. It's brilliant. However, when I tried it on the Steam Deck, which obviously has a lot more power draw than the Switch Lite, it was actually, I think, calculated around about 20 hours plus to charge Steam Deck. Basically, it's not recommended. There's no point getting that, because the battery will still discharge when you're running it. What you want is something like this, which charges the battery even whilst gaming, and it charges it fairly quickly as well. I'd say it's around about the same speed as a wall charger. It should be the same, I believe. Ain't no scientist, but it does charge quickly. And say it just gets rid of that anxiety you might have. So what I do when I play my Steam Deck at night, which is actually when I play it most often, I have this just on the floor by the side of my bed, and I don't have to worry about the wall outlet, because my wall outlets in my bedroom are fairly minimal, or running a charge cable across the entire room to the bed. I just have this so that at night I can plug in the Steam Deck to this if I'm, my battery's about to die, which on Persona 4 is very rarely the case, but if my battery's about to die, I plug it into this, and then, when I'm falling asleep, I'll just turn it off, unplug this, and just put both on the floor. Job done. So it's worth having. And also, what I've noticed with modern smartphones, such as this amazing device here, not amazing, I don't love it, but my Pixel Pro smartphone won't actually charge using a old style charger, as in an old style power bank. It has to use this one. My old power bank will only charge my Pixel Pro when my Pixel Pro is switched off. So modern phones are now requiring more power than old power banks can supply, whereas this does a job on that as well. So yeah, just a great buy. I know it's £50–60 on basically an accessory for something, which basically is not a very sexy accessory, is it? A power bank, but it does do the job It does the job, and it's been such a lifesaver. It's definitely worth getting. Other accessories. So here is my Steam Deck OLED case. I think it's slightly more premium because I got the 1TB version. It has two parts to it, apparently. However, I have not unzipped the internal. Apparently you can Velcro out and unzip the internal bit or something, and it's like slightly smaller and easier to travel, because a lot of complaints from the original case, which came with the LCD, was that people wanted a smaller, more practical size case. I mean, I personally want, obviously when you make it smaller and more practical, you get rid of the protective, that part of it. And to me, that's the most important part of the case, is that when I'm taking my near £600 handheld computer around, I want it to be protected. If I'm putting it into my rucksack, or if I'm putting it into the back of my car, I don't want to have any chance that I'm going to knock into it, it's going to move off the seat, it's going to hit something, it's going to get some collision damage, because £600 is a lot of money to me. It might not be to you, it might be an absolute fortune to you, it might be pennies to you, but to me, £600 is a lot of money, and I want to protect my device. So I love this case. It does what it says on tin. I wouldn't personally buy a different case. I know there are aftermarket ones, but this fits it perfectly, obviously, because it came with the device, and it's solid. Not that I'm ever going to drop or throw it around on purpose, but it's solid and it does the trick. Also comes with this, which I think is supposed to be some kind of like, I hadn't even removed this before, so this is all new to me. Sort of mesh bag, which I think you're supposed to use as like a helpful storage for your charging cable, maybe? Your charging device, maybe? But I mean, I don't see myself doing that, because my charging brick doesn't fit into this little alcove here, because perhaps it's just a little bit too big. But yeah, it's kind of cool to have that little wallet thing in there. That's fine. You can leave it in there. It doesn't bother me, but I'm not like to use it. Other things, other accessories. So the Steam Deck OLED, unlike my LCD, and it might just be because it's a 1TB version, came with this, which I think is a microfiber cleaning cloth, or it could just be a cool little cloth advert for the Steam Deck. Either way, I tried to use this for the first couple of days to clean the screen, etc. It's just a bit, well, it's very small for me. I mean, I don't know, it didn't really seem to do the trick. This screen still has smudges unless I really rubbed hard with it, and then I mean, it's hard to really show what the texture is like, but it didn't do the job for me. Maybe other people have more luck, but either way, I reverted to using this incredibly skanky piece of cloth that I've got. So this is a car detailing cloth, microfiber or chamois or something of that variety. I think it's a microfiber cloth. Either way, it cost me about £3 from the supermarket. And as you can probably tell from this wonderful craftsmanship here, I cut it in half because I use the other half with my other devices. I believe the other half is living currently in my Retroid Pocket 2S case. And I've also, just used that for my other devices, really. And like I say, it was £3, so I know, pennies, nothing really. And I've used it on my LCD, I use it on my OLED, completely smudge free. It looks really good. Obviously, the cloth itself looks like somebody's got a cheap cloth and cut it in half with scissors, like a chimpanzee, but that's just me. And lastly, as a little bonus for you guys, because we're now 15 minutes into the video, if you have watched this far, I do get a lot of comments saying, your hands are huge. And I say, it's just perspective. So essentially, what we're going to try and do here is change the angle a little bit and show the Steam Deck OLED and my hand directly against it. So yeah, so my Steam, that's just in here that is resting against the Steam Deck OLED. That's the size of my hand against the Steam Deck OLED, as you can hear from my nails hitting against the screen. And then if I just change angle again, there's my hand on top of the OLED. That's my hands. So yeah, I mean, I guess, I don't know what your idea of big hands are. Just, I'm a 6'4", 194 centimeter guy. My hands are in proportion. I've got the build of a rugby player who's eaten too many pasties. So I'm just quite a large chap, quite heavily built. And yeah, I've never really, before I did this, no one's really gone, wow, you've got huge hands, you giant spade-like human. With those spadey, shovelly hands. I'm like, yeah, they're normal hands. If you were to meet me, you'd probably, yeah, you might think I've got large hands, but they fit my body, I guess. Just, yeah, that's your little bonus for watching this far, is me rambling about the size of my hands. Anyway, as you see in the length of this video, whilst still playing a game and drawing power, the battery's been charging. The battery's charged almost 10%. And just going to plug it now. Come on, 54 minutes. But as I say, I love my Steam Deck OLED. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for getting this far, because you need a medal. And to say, if you did enjoy this or find it informative, or literally anything, maybe you just do it for charity. Please like and subscribe. I realise I haven't actually spoken about the Steam Deck itself. Just that I love how long the battery is, my favourite accessories, what I've got in my setup. I've got a 1 terabyte micro SD and 1 terabyte internal drive, so 2 terabytes in total, but I don't like to have that many games. Maybe have a follow-up where I talk about the actual features of the Steam Deck OLED. Try and cut this one a little bit shorter rather than just rambling for ages. Alright, thanks for watching.